Welcome to the Dark Zone Adventure Racing Podcast. This is your host, Brian Gatens. While Team Dark Zone Podcast Naira is out on the Endless Mountains Adventure Race course, we have given the keys to the podcast over to Rootstock Racing. So sit back and relax and enjoy their podcast coming from their race right here on the Dark Zone platform.
The morning of day 4, Expedition Africa, me, Garrison, Brent, and Abby got to a gas station after riding our bikes all night. We go in, buy a bunch of food. Garrison bought a quart of juice, drank it all. I was like, oh, that was the best juice I've ever tasted, and bought another quart. We finally leave the gas station, ride about 200 meters, and Garrison's bent over on the side of the road from too much juice in his belly. And I found it to be hilarious.
Yeah, you haven't lived till you've seen Matt with the giggles.
My name is Abby Purkis. I'm the Abby that Matt referenced there in that juice incident. I've been adventure racing for the better part of 20 years now, and those of us on the inside of the sport often talk about adventure racing as the world's best kept secret. It's a team sport that combines mountain biking and trail running and trekking and paddling, and the entire course you're traveling is unmarked, so you're making your way through it from point to point using a map and compass. The events last anywhere from a couple hours to a week or more, and they take place around the United States and across the globe. I've raced in Costa Rica, Alaska, Scotland, Ireland, Tasmania, the Faroe Islands, and with Matt and Garrison and my husband Brent in Namibia. In addition to racing, Brent and I have also been directing events for more than 15 years, and we are the co-creators of the Endless Mountains Adventure Race, a 5-day race that has taken place in Pennsylvania and Vermont as part of the Adventure Racing World Series. We're now a week out from the start of the 4th edition of Endless Mountains, which will take racers on a 350-mile journey across southern Vermont. This podcast tells the story of the race and the 38 teams lining up at the start. So what are these teams doing a week out from a 5-day race? They're packing. They're counting calories. They're poring over the sparse details that they have about what lays before them. Because you see, in this sport, a race course remains secret until teams get their maps the night before or the morning of, or in the case of Endless Mountains this year, once they're already a couple hours into the event. They don't know where it'll take them, what sights they'll see, what mountains they'll climb, what challenges they'll face. It's part of the allure, that sense of the unknown.
I'm Kate Bloom. This will be my first Endless and my first expedition race. So big feelings, but I'm really excited to take it on. Going into this, I think that there aren't very many things that I do where I don't know if I can do it before I do it. And this is one of those things where I believe I can do it and I believe I can get through it, especially with the team helping, but I don't know for sure. And that's kind of what I'm excited about, is that it is this adventure and this unknown, and especially with it being first expedition race for me. I don't know in what ways it's going to test me. I like that I'm trying something that I am not sure I can be successful at.
I'm Kit Vreeland, and I live in Vermont, and this is my 3rd Endless Mountains race. I did my first adventure race in 2007. It was a 12-hour race, and it was the hardest thing I'd ever done, and it was my favorite day of the year. Every single year I looked forward to it, and it took a few years, probably 10 years, before I caught on with a couple teammates and expanded my acumen to a 24-hour race that I said I would never do again, and then here we are, some dozens plus 24-hour races later, and this is going to be my 13th expedition. The navigation piece really brought me to the race. I remember a geography course that I took. I think I was 11th or 12th grade, and she taught us real basic compass work. And I went out to a trail and I took bearings every single step of the way. I didn't have that compass in my hand. So 10 years later, when I discovered adventure racing, it just kind of brought things full circle. I love having that compass in my hands.
I'm Matt Smansky from West Fairleigh, Vermont. and this is my second time racing Endless, and looking forward to exploring a new corner of Vermont. I would say, as a Vermont resident, it's super special to be able to race world-class adventure race in our own backyard.
This is the same Matt from the beginning of the episode, the one who got the giggles at the gas station on day 4 in Namibia. We referred to that guy as day 4 Matt. At last year's Endless Mountains, he, his wife Alyssa, Kit, who you just heard, and Scott Cox raced as Team Vert.
Vert stands for Vermont Endurance Racing Team. It was originally conceived as Virginia Endurance Racing Team with my wife, Alyssa Godesky, and over the years we've grown into the sport, and as we have tried to figure out how to be more competitive, we've brought on various new people. And so last year we teamed up with Kit, and then this year, fortunately, Alyssa had an injury, so we had to reshuffle some things around a little bit. But we're really excited to race with Mike and Sam on the team this year.
Mike here is Mike Garrison, Juice Man. Most people call him Garrison, or on day 3, when syllables become hard, he'll answer to just G. And Sam?
This is Sam's first expedition race. I think it's going to be fun from that social aspect of what Sam are we going to get on day 2, 3, 4.
Here's Garrison referencing a race the team did together 2 weeks ago in preparation for Endless.
Yeah, I suspect if we skip sleeping the first night and race into the second night, until we're 100% sure how Sam responds to that level of sleep deprivation, we may want to give him a chaperone until that first sleep. Because he got more tired, he got faster, which can be a liability if he takes off fast in the wrong direction by himself.
An adventure race runs continuously from the moment the gun goes off until the course closes. In a multi-day race, teams need to decide when to sleep and for how long, when to eat, how much time to spend transitioning from foot to bike or bike to the water, even when and where to go to the bathroom. The clock doesn't stop just because they do, and those seconds and minutes add up to hours and hours of race time. Last year, Vert finished second at Endless Mountains. This year, they're returning with perspective.
It can be hard to state a goal in the context of a placing in a race that takes 5 days, where you don't necessarily, and one could argue you shouldn't, have direct impact on how your competitors are doing. But it also feels a little disingenuous to say we just want to go out and do our best. It's kind of, we want to go out and do our best, and we want our best to be enough to finish really, really well. I think the second part is the unspoken part that people kind of avoid at times. And we know we've got a pretty strong team. We know, even with more clarity after the race last weekend, where our strengths are specifically. So yeah, it's 5 days, whether it be our best is better than everybody else's best, or stuff happens, right? So you have to make sure that you race like you're racing hard against yourself until you get across the finish line. You don't want to shift it into low gear because you don't generally know what the heck's going on around you.
Matt is a little bit more forthright.
I think we'd love to do better than second, but there's going to be a strong field this year. And so I think if we can go out there and execute a good race and race efficiently and have fun, the results will follow where they will. I think that's a lesson that we've all learned probably many times, is that you really don't know what's going on out there with all the other teams, and you can feel like things aren't going your way, and it's easy to, like Garrison said, shift it into low gear at times, but really nobody's executing a perfect race. Things are happening to everybody, and one of the fun parts about adventure racing is managing those unexpected occurrences and trying to keep moving forward and stay motivated.
Among their biggest competition will be the 3-time defending champs at the Endless Mountains Adventure Race, Team 4 Hour Fuel, who previously raced as Bend Racing.
My name is Karine Corbeil, and it's going to be my third Endless Mountain. I'm super excited, one of my favorite races, and I think this year is my 10th anniversary of adventure racing.
Over the last several years, Corinne and her teammates have distinguished themselves as the top-ranked expedition race team in North America. Since 2022, they've won at least half a dozen qualifying races in the Adventure Racing World Series. In 2025, they finished 5th at the World Championship.
My name is Alex Provo. This is my third Endless Mountains, and I'm really thrilled to be back in Vermont. Every time you come back as a champion, it means you have something to lose. It's certainly an extra pressure for us to come back, but it's going to be exciting because we have Dusty and Lars that are bringing new energy, new ways to see the race.
My name is Lars Bukkehave. I'm originally from Denmark, but live in Norway right now. And it would be my second time to Endless Mountain. Some years back, we won the Patagonia expedition race. And I remember the first race after me and Alex had a big pressure that we came out of a big win. And then we felt that we had something to live up for. But looking back, it was actually kind of a stupid pressure because each race is a new race and there's other teams and there's new ground and there's nothing about what you have achieved in the past. You just have to reset and start over. After a couple of races afterwards where I had the pressure and the feel, I just remembered why I'm doing adventure race, and it's for the pleasure and it's for the fun and it's for the adventure.
That is something I've been struggling with in the past few years, living with that pressure of doing a podium or a win. Back in the days, I quitted road bike racing because of that. I won a big race, and after that, everybody was expecting me to win, and I couldn't handle the pressure. And I've been working on it, but I know that it's something I need to still work. As Lars said, that we're doing that because it brings us so much memories and experience just in life in general. Sometimes I just write notes on my ends, like with a pen, just to remind me why I'm doing that, so I can see it during the race.
Their fourth teammate, Dusty Casaria, has recently returned to multi-day racing after having twins with his wife and teammate Emily.
This is my first Endless Mountains. I'm super excited. It's a race that's been on my bucket list for a while, so I'm excited to have the opportunity to do it with a fun team this year. I did the World Champs last year, so this will be my second back. It's been helpful since so many people I know and so many people on our team, there's a lot of parents that I know that have performed at a really high level on a much more limited schedule. I've had days where it just did not go how I'd planned, whether it's the kids did not sleep well or whatever, and I did not get my workout in, and I go to bed and I'm still just exhausted and sore, and it's because I was carrying like 2 babies around for half the day.
You are used to carrying around 2 babies, so you're ready to carry me and Alex during the race. I think also what is clear here that we all are a little bit nervous, but not in a bad way. I think it's important if you want to succeed or you want to do something, you always want to do the best of yourself. And for that, you want to perform and you want to hit that really nice, fine spot. You want to be nervous, but nervous in a good way.
Strong Machine Adventure Racing rounded out the podium in 2025, and they come back this year with Glenn Lewis returning as lead navigator, and 3 endless rookies, but not rookie racers, filling out their roster.
I'm Glenn Lewis. This is my 4th Endless Mountains, 3rd as a racer. I did volunteer at one with my family, and I think this is my 28th Rootstock race. So I've got plenty of experience in what to expect during this race.
I'm Cliff White, and this will be my first Endless Mountains. and I'm long overdue. My wife, Kate, has had the pleasure of racing 2 of them, so continuing the family legacy, even though Strong Machine has a pretty strong history with rootstock races and endless mountains. This will be, as a group, our first go at it. We got to know each other decently at the first race we did together, but we're still very much going to be learning things about each other. So that does lean towards us wanting to be more conservative. That said, our team is always a bubble team. We're always right on that line of being able to go full course or needing to cut points. We tend to push things to the limit, for better or worse.
Scoring in an adventure race can vary from event to event. In more traditional races, every checkpoint is mandatory. And in an expedition format, the trail of teams can spread across several days from the time the winners cross the line to the last place team. In more recent years, many events have evolved to include a combination of mandatory and optional points. This is true at Endless Mountains. Here, teams are required to visit a series of mandatory points, and then beyond that, they're ranked based on the number of optional checkpoints they secure, with the top spot going to the team that clears all of the points in the shortest amount of time. It creates a sort of choose-your-own-adventure format, where teams that aren't achieving the full course, and few do at Endless Mountains, can make strategic decisions based on their collective strengths.
We have a lot of knowledge about how rootstock does its courses. Rootstock is known for big, tough, unrelenting courses with no gimmies on checkpoints, and you earn your miles. I had a dream the other night where Glenn was navigating and I was trying to follow him, and he's like, I think we have time for one more checkpoint. And I said, what time is the race cut off? And he said 7:45. And I said, what time is it now? He said 7:44.
Coming off the back of last year's race, we were fortunate enough to finish in 3rd place overall. And part of me feels like there is maybe a little bit of pressure to try to perform the same way again this year. But at the same time, it feels like there's not much pressure at all, just based on how our success last year came about. The race last year was hotter than hot, days in the hundreds, and we just raced as safely as we could. We stopped for water, we stopped for sunscreen, we found shade. When we were going too hard, we backed off. We consumed more salt than any 4 people should ever consume in a 7-day period. We just kept going at our pace, and the teams who didn't manage themselves well peeled off in front of us, and we found ourselves standing at a finish line in 3rd place. I like to think that our strategy for this year is going to be similar, that we're just going to focus on ourselves and know that at our best we can perform at a certain level, and then just hope that our best is good enough to get us a good result. A lot of our big blunders when we first got together as a Strong Machine team were when we thought we should be doing better or doing well in a race, and we pushed too hard, made too many mistakes, looked at what everyone else was doing, and then found ourselves in a whole world of pain, both physically and outcome in the race. But as we've matured, we've shied away from that, and we know that what we're doing isn't affected by the other teams and vice versa. So we just do what we can, and hopefully that'll give us a good result again this year.
I'm Gavin Woody, new to the Strong Machine team, but very excited. I'm excited to do another expedition race. I've done 4, I think, mostly an ultra runner and backcountry skier, but just am loving the adventure racing scene and super excited now to have a team that I can go do more of these awesome events with. There's a phrase, be quick but don't rush. If we start rushing, we're going to make mistakes or somebody's going to get hurt. And so we just keep eating, hydrating, and sleeping when appropriate, and try not to get lost. Then I think we're going to be in great shape to do well.
This year, there are 2 teams from Europe joining the North American heavy field at Endless Mountains. Bull Adventure Team, hailing from Denmark, Finland, and Estonia, and Gym City.
My name's Kevin O'Brien. I'm a member of Gym City AR, which is a combined team of Polish and Irish/French people this year. We're coming over to race in Rootstock Racing's Endless Mountains. We've seen some of the footage and some of the races the last few years, start watching, and we kind of wanted to explore somewhere else.
My name's Irish. I've been racing for a number of years. Just time for a new challenge and something different, and I'm kind of 2 minds about it, because in one way I looked at the schematic and it looks fast, there's so many options, so many routes, and then there's part of me thinking, oh God, you're not used to that. So it could go well or it could go very badly, but hopefully it'll go well. But yeah, it was at the stage where we wanted to challenge ourselves in something new, and it's great to race with Nadia and Johan together with Matthias as Gym City as well. It's my looking forward to going over there now. I think we work well together. We know each other fairly well, and when we're out on course, we're fairly good at looking after each other. We know when one of us needs something or wants something. We discuss everything, and we have some kind of a plan made before we head over. Now, it mightn't go according to plan, but we've a plan made. And then I think we're also quite good at adapting. You always have an aim to do as best you can, and anything can happen. If something happens, you deal with it, you move on as if it didn't happen. I think that's our main thing, that we don't just give up or give in or slow down unless something forces us to.
Me, Elish, Matthias as Gym City last year, we were doing the race in Poland, Raid Beskidy, and we were leading for 76 out of 81 hours, and we got passed out by the Danish team Eros, and they beat us by 12 minutes in the end. In Expedition Africa a few months ago, Gym City were racing and were leading by probably 5 or 6 hours with maybe about 5 or 6 kilometers left of the 500k course. And I did a quick update on Adventure Racing Ireland podcast, and I kind of gave my insight on, it's going to be great for them. It'll be great redemption from last year where we lost by 12 minutes. And we could see in the tracker that they had such a big lead. They didn't quite know they had that much of a lead, but we knew that the team behind them had stopped and that they were under pressure, and they had a good lead with relatively not too much of the course to go in terms of a 500k race, and gave that live Instagram update going, great redemption, they'll be so happy, blah, blah, blah. Poor old Elish fell and cracked her head open and had quite a bad injury. And they had to pull out that close to the end of the race. The WhatsApps were going crazy, going, what's happening here? Oh, surely they'll figure it out soon. And then it just descended into like nobody knew what was happening and what was going on.
It's an old truism in our sport. There's always the possibility that the wheels will come off until you reach the finish line. Remind me someday to tell you about the dam release at the 2012 Untamed New England. Gym City's keeping that experience in mind as they prepare for Endless Mountains next week.
Finishing the race is probably our big goal, making sure we get to the finish line. But we're going to race it to be as high up as possible. So with that in mind, it's not much sleep, moving as well as you can all the time. But the interesting point is Rootstock Racing element of the navigation. It's grand you're going to move fast, but if you're moving fast in the wrong direction, it could be a long 5 days for us.
Gym City is aware of the handicap that can come when you travel overseas for a race, particularly one like Endless Mountains, where there's such a deep local knowledge for some of the teams in the field.
But at the same time, the way I think of it is that you get teams like the Swedish Armed Forces and Avea, they could go anywhere in the world, and it doesn't matter who or what advantage any other team that they race have, they beat them by like a day. We don't need to be anywhere near as good as them, but you can still be competitive going to these countries, and that gives us some sort of confidence that you see these other foreign teams going to different countries and doing well. Hopefully we can try to emulate that.
A handful of years ago, the Adventure Racing Cooperative conducted a demographic survey of the sport and found that the average age of an adventure racer is 42. This means, of course, that the folks participating in our sport are often juggling busy and demanding lives and trying to carve out time for themselves amidst the responsibilities of work and family. Here's Kate Bloom again, who you heard earlier in the episode talking about her appreciation of the uncertainty built into the sport, of not knowing whether she'll successfully reach the finish line.
It's been hard for me to go into expedition racing because I have 3 small kids, and it's just a lot of time away to hand them off to somebody else. This was my chance to get away and do this for a week.
Our 5th teammates are collectively our spouses. A huge shout out to Salem, Kate's husband, who on Father's Day, on Sunday, will be watching all 3 of those kids solo.
Brent and I have 2 kids, both of whom have grown up around the sport. You'll likely hear from them later in this series. This will be their 4th Endless Mountains too. We often say that being parents makes us better adventure racers, and adventure racing makes us better parents.
I think I come at it from a place of, I actually feel like getting a week away can be a really good mental health break. It's a selfless way of being selfish because you're caring for 3 other people as well as yourself, but it does remove you so completely from your daily life that you come back with such a greater appreciation for the little things.
We love to orienteer as a family. The kids all love orienteering, and there's nothing that beats finding checkpoints out in the woods, especially when they know that every checkpoint you find, you get to stop and have a handful of snacks. Motherhood and adventure racing, it's just snacks all the time, everywhere.
My name is Brittany. This is my second enlist. We started racing 4 years ago, and I think about 6 months before that, we started at Orange Theory, and I ran a mile for the first time. I got a mountain bike to do my first adventure race, and the first time I got on the mountain bike was on the adventure race. So we've come a long way.
Brittany's racing with her husband, Zach, and their teammate, Chris Paisley. Between them, they have 2 sets of twins.
They have twins, I have twins. So we have this, I think twin parenting is a superpower. It's prepared us for adventure racing. Primal Quest was nothing compared to the first week of life with twins. I've never been that sleep deprived in my life. I thought about calling 911 at one point because I'm holding a baby and I'm nodding off with a baby in my arms and I don't know what else to do. Like, we've not slept any at all in 3.5 days. It was crazy.
Whenever anything's hard, we're just like, we raised twins. Come on. We do have a twin superpower among the 3 of us. We've seen that intersection, I think, come alive more this year than ever as our kids have gotten older. And we recognize through our racing what a role model we can be with our kids. They did their first race with us this year, 7, 8, 10, and 10. To see them do the sport now and say the same things while they're out there on the course of like, you don't give up, you keep pushing. And yes, there's pain, and yes, it's hard sometimes, but if we can do this, you can do anything.
Here's Brittany's husband, Zach. He missed last year's Endless Mountains as he was rehabbing an ACL injury. This year's edition will be his first expedition race.
I think this being the first race that we do, or that I do at least, after the kids have now raced, is going to be a little bit different in that have I embraced the suck enough yet to keep going? Because I know they're going to be watching and I know they understand now.
A few minutes ago, you heard their teammate, Chris Paisley, reference another race, Primal Quest.
I was doing obstacle racing, got into the ultra, the 24 hours in Sweden and Iceland, and then a mentor of mine invited me to do Primal Quest back in 2018. So I was placed on a team with 3 people I'd never met. Alex Flynn was one, and Anna, and then Mike Closer.
His Primal Quest teammate, Alex Flynn, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2008 when he was 36 years old. And he made it his mission to raise awareness of the disease by taking on what many describe as superhuman feats around the world, even for someone without Parkinson's. And that included the 2018 adventure race.
It was a 4-day, 240 miles, I think we did. It was crazy elevation. It was cold. It was September, British Columbia. Man, Alex was a beast. The hiking, he just killed it. Strong. The cold with the Parkinson's really got him. It was a struggle for him, but I mean, God, he did so awesome. It was great. His spirits were just awesome the entire time. He never had a down moment. There was one night, we rode all day long up a mountain in the pouring down rain. It was 45 degrees. We're sweating, body heat, we're good to go. And then it got night and it was all the way downhill. So we're doing 25, 30 miles an hour, 45 degrees in the rain, and we're getting hypothermic. And it was a little scary at that point. I was really scared that night. I didn't know if we were going to make it. No cell service, nothing. We were in the middle of nowhere. Brown bears everywhere. We did it. Alex was great to race with. It taught me, I guess, in adventure racing is don't worry about yourself. Like, your shit does not matter. It's all your teammates. Whoever on the team needs the help the most, that's where you have to put all your focus and keeping them going. And hopefully somebody else is doing that for you. I think that's what I learned the most about it. I don't really remember any of the race. I don't remember any of my own problems or discomforts or anything. It was just helping Alex the entire time get through that race.
I'm Brian Gatens. I'm a member of Team Naira Dark Zone podcast.
Yes, the Brian Gatens.
As a team, we've raced multiple races. This is my first Endless Mountains as a racer. This year's edition starts on the 22nd of June. June 15th, a week earlier, will be the 2-year anniversary of a heart attack that I had. I had sudden cardiac death due to a blockage in my widowmaker. I was resuscitated in the street 4 times. They brought me back. Over 94% of the people who have that in the field, they die in the field. I survived that. I had no damage because of the quick response of the medical services combined with the strong heart that I brought to the table literally with that. And then 7 months after that heart attack, I had an accident at work where I ruptured my left quadricep tendon, completely separating it from my patella tendon, requiring 7 months of physical therapy, 71 PT sessions, and basically having to learn how to walk again. My PT told me that I was not going to do a 5-day adventure race. And she was wonderful. She was great, very tough. And I asked her, am I going to do it because I can't or no one ever has? She goes, we've never heard of someone doing it. I said, well, that's different from you can't do it.
Hi, I'm Jim Ernan. This will be my first Endless Mountains adventure race, but done as many of the Rootstock races as I can. So very much looking forward to our Rootstock expedition, hanging out with my buddies, my team, all my friends around the race, and having a great adventure in southern Vermont, getting the band back together.
When Brian first shared with me that he was signing up for Endless Mountains this year, it felt like the beginning of a sort of redemption story. These 4 people who had come together as a team in a past life were joining forces again to help their friend make it from the start line to the finish. But as their preparation and training have come together, as they've dialed in fitness and strategy and logistics, somewhere along the way, the script flipped.
My name's Shari Himes. I have had the honor of doing every Endless Mountain adventure race. And I am super excited to be here doing it with my team. We just all respect and love each other. That's really what it's about. And what a great way to spend time to do what we love with the people that we probably love the most. We were all going to be a little protective, understandably, and we don't have to be. He is right as rain, good to go. I feel very, very confident, and it's really fulfilling. I think the roles will be a little reversed because I think Brian's going to be pushing my us across the finish line, and I'm thrilled about it.
I didn't have like a Hollywood epiphany of, oh, I'm so grateful to be alive. I better make the most of my life now that I survived this event. I had the feeling before I had the event. I knew how blessed I was, the privilege I had to have the body to do the things I did, the resource, the time, the capital, the friends. I recognize the ability to do a race like Endless Mountains with friends and people who I love is an absolute privilege. And I don't want to pass that up. For me, the individual goal I have is that when we cross the finish line, I want to finish the race as a finisher. There is no other Endless Mountains coming for me in the context of this race. So I have to remind myself to make best use of that time that I'm out there with my friends, because when it's over, it's over. And I'm going to miss it when it's gone.
2 weeks ago, Brian, Sherry, and Jim lined up at the start of the Tug Hill Extreme adventure race, their final tune-up before Endless.
The best thing I heard during the race, because I was being a little protective, I'm like, okay, guys, how about we don't do this, or maybe we should cut back there, save ourselves. And Brian turned to me and said, I've been sitting on my fucking ass for 2 years. Let's go.
The 4th edition of the Endless Mountains Adventure Race kicks off on Monday, June 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. Keep an eye on this feed for episodes throughout the week. Next up, pre-race jitters and final gear runs in North Adams, Massachusetts, where racers will start to descend in just 2 days. It's almost go time.